The nonprofit Brilliant Detroit is on a mission to make sure that families have what they need to prepare their children for school and to create a healthy, stable environment. The organization offers a variety of programs and support services at Brilliant Detroit houses that are located within the city's neighborhoods. Here to tell us more is Brilliant Detroit co-founder and CEO Cindy Eggleton, community partner Kenyatta Stevens from Black Family Development, and Jasmine Mahone, a participant in the program. Welcome to American Black Journal.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So, Cindy, you and I have talked before about Brilliant Detroit because it's very, I figure you're sort of a close cousin to a project that I started in the neighborhood where I was born. I took the house where my family lived when I was born and made it into a community center in the middle of a neighborhood that's really struggling. You have done this on a much larger scale than I have.
So I think it is similar, though. Okay, so your goal was within the neighborhood, and I love what you're doing. So I feel we might be brother and sister. We'll graduate
cousins, right?
to that, yeah. So yes, we're doing it at a large scale. So we've been in existence for about 3 years now. And the goal and the belief is that the power's in the neighborhoods, right? That when you really bring people together, systems have failed people, people won't fail each other given the right conditions. We didn't know when we first launched, right? So we literally have houses in the middle of the neighborhood that we renovate to be resource centers for families and kids. Very clear kindergarten readiness, school, reading at grade level by 3rd grade, but well-being. And so today we have 7 locations. We serve 4,000 people, and we have over 80 partners in the work. The work is fueled by the partners and our members.
Yeah, yeah. And talk about this approach you have, which is not to come into these neighborhoods and say, well, I'm going to fix up this house and then the neighbors can engage with it. You start with the neighbors. We
absolutely start with the neighbors, and we don't go into a neighborhood unless we're invited in. So we have about 10-15 meetings before we even say we will do this. That's everywhere from the neighborhood leadership to the blocks. It's really important. We believe that these locations are the neighborhood's locations, and nothing makes me happier when I hear people talk that way. It's owned. It's a with, for, and by approach. I'm a recovering data geek. I think the essential thing is if you listen to people, they will tell you what they need and how they need it and when they need it. And that's really what we've done.
Black Family Development's work, of course, is very focused on the things that Brilliant Detroit is doing in neighborhoods. Talk about the relationship between the two.
Great, thank you. We think of Brilliant Detroit as a kindred organization. I think our hearts are aligned in terms of this passion for partnerships, but also for community. And so given what we think of as a literacy crisis in the city of Detroit, we believe that this is a great opportunity for partnerships to really be more vigilant about working with parents and families to help resolve this if we can. And so together we work on a program called Lena Start, and it is a national evidence-based practice model that really looks at working with parents using something as simple as a vest and a little device to help pick up on words and turn taking, as it's called, and also
with small children.
With small children from ages birth to age 3. And so what really makes this work are the parents. The parents do the heavy lifting. They are the community members, particularly those in Osborne and Southwest, who come in with the determination to give their children the best. I think part of what we share with Brilliant Detroit and the other partners that we work with is that, as our CEO has always said, there is not a single parent, regardless of economic resources, who does not want the best for their children. And so we believe that, and our parents show us that. They take these little vests and they take these little devices and they allow their children and the words that are being talked about in their home to be picked up on this device. But what's amazing is, as I am also a data geek, is that we see parents tracking changes in their own home. They're using more words, they're using conversational turns, and they're seeing in their homes that as they talk to their children more, even in the youngest of ages, those children are uttering back to them. We're increasing language development on the spot, and their weekly reports are showing that words are increasing, their children are understanding, and that's helping us move the needle when it comes to literacy and third grade reading levels.
Absolutely.
We're happy about that.
Yeah, that initial language development is a huge key to that early literacy.
Everything.
Yes.
Jasmine, tell me about your neighborhood and tell me about Brilliant Detroit.
I go to the Osborne site, and I am so honored to go to the Osborne site because it's not only a site that you can get educated on, it's a site that we work with our hearts. They work with their hearts with the families. They love our kids. We love our kids, and they bring our kids all the way up into environment where we are able to see our kids grow, you know. And I tell everybody, like, you know, a lot of people do not have like parent support, like, you know, and Osborne House, in my own testimony, in my own experience, is actually a support system. I am actually not only just there just for the kids, I go there for myself as well. I go to the GED program, and I absolutely love it. I'm in the Lena Star program, and I absolutely love it. And I just love the experience. Like, it's amazing how these Cindy and the other founders just come up with a program that's not just only a program that you can just get love with it. That's important to a lot of us.
Can you talk a little about what your neighborhood was like before Brilliant Detroit was there?
Well, see, my neighborhood was like Brilliant Detroit. When Brilliant Detroit came into the Osborne neighborhood, they was really like, you know, everybody stayed at home, stayed in the house. Now we getting people from all seasons. We see all the kids in the wintertime, summertime, fall time, all types of times. And we're able to communicate and see our kids grow. And that's what's important. Like, it's really important to see our kids grow.
Yeah, no, that's really great.
Mhm.
Cindy, you're doing this in 7 neighborhoods.
Yes.
There are dozens of
Yes.
neighborhoods across the city. There are dozens of neighborhoods that don't have resources anywhere near like what you're doing. Give us an idea, though, of how scalable you think this might be.
It's a great question, and I think when we designed this approach, and who knew if it was going to work, right? The idea was that it would be scalable. For each of our locations, we're very clear what the cost point is. It's about $150,000 a location to run for the year. It costs us about $250 to $275 a person for a year. That is because we are partnered with the excellence in Detroit, like my friend over
By
here,
Family Development and other
who are
organizations.
bringing themselves in as well. So we're coordinating something on a continuous basis. So as Jasmine just said, it's not just one thing, it's multiple things, but we want to build both adults and children. And the other piece of this is, in terms of scalability, you're right, there are dozens of neighborhoods. We have 10 neighborhoods on a waiting list right now.
Wow.
But because
Who've raised their hands and said, hey, we want this too.
Yes, because, and somebody who works on our team said it, this is healing neighborhoods. So we came at this almost from an educational standpoint, well-being and education. But unless people feel love, safety, they don't grow. Unless you heal, you can't move forward. And this is not brilliant per se. All of us are brilliant, and that is the idea, is that it is with, for, and by, and that's the power here. So it's very scalable. We've also been asked to go into 7 different markets, and right now we're going to stay in Detroit. We are going to go into Chicago this year and see how that goes, but our heart is to fully build out Detroit.
Yeah. Jasmine, you were talking about that feeling of love
Yes,
and
absolutely.
nurturing, and how important that is to the experience.
It is. It's very important, because it's a lot of families that's in the community that need that guidance. And when you have programs that's able to educate you on that support, you're gonna automatically get those tools regardless. And it's just like, okay, you may come to Brilliant Detroit broken, but when you leave out that door, you're gonna feel like, okay, I can wake up tomorrow and come the next day and the next day. And actually, when you keep coming, you're not only coming to just get the love, you're getting education. So you're getting like, it's like when you go to Taco Bell, go to 401, you know, you're getting all, you know, you're getting it all.
That's a great analogy.
You know, you're getting it all in one. So it's like, my point of view to parents, do not be afraid to get out here and join programs.
Engage with this.
And engage in programs. Don't allow nobody to sit here and tell you what you can and can't do. Don't allow no one to sit up here and say, oh, you're doing this program, this is free. No, you're doing this program because at the end of the day, you're helping your family and you're building your family. And that's what it's all about within the program.
Well, Cindy, congratulations again
you.
on the program, and thanks you to both of you for coming to share the experience.
Appreciate it.